Welcome to today's yoga for neck and shoulder mobility. If you have a yoga strap, that would be a lovely thing to bring right now. But my fiance is borrowing mine, so I'm going to use a broom. It'll simply be used to come over one way with the shoulders, down the other way. A strap works, a sweater could work, a sweatshirt, or a broom if you have one. Making the best out of whatever we have here. So find yourself in any seat that works for you. Planting your hands on the ground today, allowing your eyes to soften and close. And feeling that first rush of noticing your breath in your body. And taking a census of what's going on inside of you. Noticing where it is you've been holding any tension. And paying particular mind to your neck, the sides of your jaw, and your shoulders. Notice what's reluctant to soften. Today, I just bring up the inspiration of practice. Sometimes coming to our yoga mat or coming to breathe seems hard to do. Maybe it's a snowy day in Colorado in April, like it is for me. Maybe you just didn't feel like it. But practice isn't about coming to your mat only in the beautiful or the good moments. Patabi Joyce said that yoga is 99% practice and 1% theory. So the practice is the point. Having a place you come and practice being kind to yourself. A place you come and practice letting go, releasing, unwinding. And we practice for the good moments just as much as we practice to be prepared for the bad ones. So place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart and practice feeling your breath inside of you. Notice here if your breath goes more into your belly or more into your chest. Notice if your breath fills up the sides of your neck, if your shoulders lift up and down when you breathe. On this next exhale, roll your shoulders back and down, placing your hands back on either sides of your hips. Ear comes towards the right shoulder. Press the left fingertips down and away from your body. And see if you could send your breath into the sides of waist instead of into your neck. The first thing we do or change in a yoga class focused on your neck is changing your breathing. When you use these neck accessory muscles that we're stretching out here in order to breathe, it might cause you a little neck pain. Exhale, chin to chest, roll the ear over towards the left side. Right fingertips walk away from you and press down. Our main muscle we ideally are using for breathing is our diaphragm. That's found at the bottom of our ribs. See if you could feel your ribs expanding side to side when you breathe, rather than your shoulders rising up and down. Exhaling, chin to chest. This time, turn your feeling different accessory muscles in the neck. Noticing. Do they feel a little tight, a little pinchy? Have they been taking on a burden in your body that they didn't need to? And we're not here to judge, we're just here to understand. Exhaling, chin to the chest. Bring the hand back towards the middle. Looking down towards the left shoulder, walk the right fingertips this time further away from you and a little behind you. And practice learning about your body. Noticing the difference between the right and left sides. Breathing here. Inhaling, bring the head back up towards the center. Finding a seated cat-cow and exhale, hands to the knees, curl everything in. On an inhale, peel the shoulders back open through the chest. Breathing out, we curl everything in. Take a few rounds with your own breath. Beginning to mobilize or move through your mid-back or your thoracic spine. Another beautiful step in handling any neck or shoulder pain. Opening up the mid-back. One more time, back and forth. Stopping in the middle here, inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, twist towards the right. Bringing breath into the sides of the ribs here. Notice if your breath wants to creep up into your upper chest, wants to move your shoulders up and down as you breathe. Can you send the breath somewhere else? Into the waist, the belly. Inhaling, turn back towards the center, arms to the sky. Exhaling, we twist the opposite way. Again, intentionally moving our breath out of our neck into our waist. Inhaling, arms reach back up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart, closing your eyes. Setting a promise or an intention to yourself here for your practice today. Make your way into child's pose. Taking the knees nice and wide, arms extending out in front of you. Creep the left hand a little further than the right, doing a little baby twist towards the right. You can look right. And then creep the right hand a little further than the left, looking, twisting towards the left. Coming back in towards the middle. Come on to all fours. Left arm reaches up towards the left-hand side. Exhale, twist towards the right. Send the back of the left shoulder to the ground. You can tuck the right hand behind your back or bring it overhead. Our goal here is not for you to feel super like you can't breathe, but to pull your hips back so there's space for your throat to breathe here. Bringing some rotational mobility into that mid-back or your thoracic spine. Another way to start sweeping apart the layers. Our breath here. And exhaling, plant the right hand down. Left arm lifts back up to the sky. And bring it back down. Right arm lifts up to the right on an inhale. Exhale, twisting towards the opposite side. Left hand behind the back or overhead here. Noticing which way feels easier. Maybe shifting the hips a little bit right to get a deeper twist. Then on an exhale, lift that right arm back up towards the right. And place the hand on the ground. Coming into first a general cat-cow here. So inhaling, just expanding as we did in seated. And exhaling, curling everything in. See if you could roll one vertebrae at a time as you come into that cow. And curl one vertebrae at a time as you come into that cat. Noticing any areas in the spine that may feel a little bit more stuck or stagnant than others. Maybe taking a moment to take an extra breath or send a little ease there. Mm-hmm. And then coming back to neutral, turn your hands to make a diamond shape so the index fingers and the thumbs come to touch. And bring that cat-cow just to your upper back. So on an inhale, you bend the arms and you curl with the upper back. And on an exhale, you press the arms down, straightening them, spread the shoulder blades apart. And see if you could make this a little less about your shoulders and really try to feel that movement in your back. Taking a few breaths back and forth here, making sure that we're able to move through our mid-back and not just our low back. Lovely. And come into a modified push-up plank position. Knees can be on the ground, or you could come into full plank with the toes tucked under. Press the ground away from you and spread your shoulder blades wide so you're actually a little higher than you're used to in a plank. Then sink the shoulder blades down a little bit. Press the hands down, spread the shoulder blades apart. Sink the shoulder blades down. One more time, this little push-up with your serratus anterior. A muscle that wraps from your shoulder blades around to the front of your ribs. And on an exhale, we'll lower all the way down. Keep the elbows bending back towards the hips. Rolling the shoulder blades back and down. See if you could lift the hands off the ground here. Legs are nice and straight. And then try to press the elbows down towards your hips. Yeah. And we'll hold here. Keep that feeling like the elbows are reaching towards the hips. And then extend the arms back behind you. Fingertips now reach all the way towards your heels. In this little baby cobra, can you press your pubic down ever so slightly? Keep the fingertips reaching back towards the heels. Bend the arms. And then place the hands on the ground, coming up into cobra pose. See if you could keep that stable feeling in the back of your shoulders. And exhale, release it down. One more time, lift the hands off the ground, curl it up a little bit. Scoot those elbows down towards the hips. Feel the back of the arms, back of the shoulder blades fire up here. Straighten the arms back behind you, palms face the ground, fingertips reach back for the heels. Taking one breath here, press your legs into ground. Bending the elbows, hands back towards the armpits, place them down. Inhale, curl up, cobra pose. Exhale, release. Pressing back through all fours, downward facing dog. Walking the feet out here. Committing to the practice of listening to your breath. On an exhale, step the left foot forward, low lunge. You can drop the back knee down. Arms rise up overhead. Bring your pinkies in towards each other here and hug them in towards the center of your body. On an exhale, right hand down, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Finding some turning more in that mid-back than that lower back. Exhale, bring the left hand down, straightening both legs here. Hands come towards the ground or the front shin for a little bit of balance. And shake the head out, no. Nod the head, yes. Shake the head, maybe. And then step the right foot forward to meet the left foot, taking a nice bend in your knees here. Allowing your body to drape over your legs. Take a little clasp of your hands behind your back. See if you could reach your knuckles up to the sky. If that's not happening, you can't clasp your hands, just reach your arms back behind you up to the sky. Inhale, rise to stand, arms circle up to the sky. Exhale, hands down through your heart. Place your right hand behind your back and bring your left ear towards your left shoulder here. Once again, breathing into the side of the neck here. On an inhale, bring the head back up towards center. Exhaling, left ear to left shoulder. 2 more times with your own breath. Imagining you're resisting the movement as your ear comes to your shoulder. Switching sides, left hand behind the back, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale as you come back up. And exhale as you resist that ear towards that shoulder. 2 more times on your own. Good. Coming back to center. On a breath in, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart, folding forwards. Inhale to extend the spine. Exhale, step the right leg back, high lunge. Those arms rise up overhead. Find a little bend in the back knee here. And reach the arms back behind you. We'll work first with our right arm here. So inhaling, reach the right arm up to the sky. Reach it back as far as it can go. When you can't reach it any further, turn your palm away from you and then wrap that arm down behind you like you're drawing a big circle. Inhale, arm to the sky. Turn the palm away. Reach it back behind you. Bring it back up to the sky. One more time. Both arms lift up to the sky. Exhale, airplane arms straight in the back leg behind you. Feel like you're trying to touch your pinkies together behind your chest here. Shoulder blades reach down and try to go in the pockets of your pants. Holding this beautiful scapular position here. And on an exhale, hands to the ground, step back, top of a push-up plank position. Feel like you have little baguettes under your arms and you're trying to squeeze them into your armpits. Feel that nice feeling. Bending the elbows. Elbows reach back towards the hips as you lower down. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Lift the hands off the ground. Inhale, handless cobra. Exhale, release. Coming into our neck a bit here. Bring your hands one on top of the other at the front of your mat. Head comes to rest on the hands. On an exhale, Lift your head off your hands and tuck in your chin like you're making a little double chin. Look towards the right, look towards the left. Bring the head back to the middle, pull it up a little higher, and bring it back down. Tucking the chin, lift the head up, look to the right, look to the left, come to the center, come back down. A few more times on your own here. This is one of my favorite neck exercises if I've been sitting at a screen all day, or if I'm having any neck pain. It helps to bring about a little more stability in the front of your neck, so you're not sitting with that nice cell phone or screen face. And then tucking those hands under, pressing back through plank or all fours, downward facing dog. Press the hands down and away from the body. If the shoulders are bothered overhead like this, either bring a little more weight over the shoulders so they're not quite as high over your head, or feel like you're trying to turn your hands away from each other. Like you're trying to just make a big finger paint with your hands, turning thumbs towards the front of the mat, pinkies down towards the feet. With that, the elbow should rotate a little bit forwards here. Take a breath in. And out. Stepping forward with the right leg here, low lunge. Back knee can stay lifted or go towards the ground. First, just finding the right heel kicking back, left toes kicking forwards. And then with the stability of those legs, keeping the low back steady, left hand comes to the middle of the mat, reach the right arm to the sky. I'm not trying to bring our arm anywhere that our shoulder isn't going. So if that means you're reaching to the right side, you're reaching to the right side. Being honest about the feelings that arise in your shoulders here. And exhaling, right hand comes down, straightening both legs. Could step the back foot in a little bit here. And find a nice forward fold in the body. Inviting in some flexion in the neck here, maybe bringing the chin towards the chest. Maybe shaking out the head. And stepping the back foot forward, Uttanasana. Clasp the hands behind the back once more. This time bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Send the arms back behind you. Again, if the arms don't clasp, you could just face the palms up towards the sky and press the arms up to the ceiling behind you. Finding this nice open chest, extended shoulder position that we don't always find during the day. Inhale, raise to stand, arms lift to the sky. Exhaling, hands down through your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart, folding forwards. Inhaling, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it forward. Step the left foot back, high lunge, arms sweep up overhead. Turn the palms to face the back of the room, pinkies come in towards each other. Keeping those arms, reach them back behind you. Working with mobility in the left shoulder here. This time, left arm comes up to the sky. Turn the palm to face towards the left, and then reach it back behind you. Palm faces in towards the middle of the body as you bring the arm up. Then spin the palm out and away from you. Reach the arm back behind you. Taking care to not splay your ribs here. Can you keep your ribs down as the arm reaches up, hand turns away, An arm reaches back behind you. Maybe without your ribs, it doesn't move as far. That's okay. One more time. Good. Arms reach behind you for airplane arms. Torso comes parallel towards the ground. See if you could squeeze those shoulder blades back and towards each other. And exhaling, hands come to the ground, stepping back, top of a push-up plank position. Coming into side plank on the left-hand side, right arm lifts up to the sky. Notice if it seems like you're making a right angle with your body and your arm here, or if you're a little more like this, or a little too far over. Can you try to find that right angle? And then do tiny little movements here. See if you could bring about a little stability in that shoulder joint. If this were me, I'd be tapping you to try to make you find some stability there. Exhaling, right heel down, inhale, left arm up, finding it on the opposite side. Taking little micro movements. You could even bring your left hand onto your hips here and just play with pressing yourself forwards or backwards. Seeing if your shoulder can stabilize itself even when you're making these little micro movements. Lovely. Exhale, left hand down. Lower the forearms to the ground, coming into forearm plank. If you need to bring the knees down, this is more about your shoulders today. Do what you need here. Feel like your elbows want to come kiss each other here, and they also want to pull to the back of the mat. And find that little chin tuck we found earlier on the floor. So bring the back of your head up to the sky here. Feel like the whole back of the body is pressing up. And exhale, lower the knees down, lower the hips down, Sphinx pose. Opening up through the heart here. Bring the hands a little wider than the mat. And pull the elbows back towards the hips here, opening up through the front of the chest. Exhaling, release. Take the left arm, reach it out in front of you. Right hand comes in towards the right armpit. Inhale, take a little half cobra pose here, twisting. Exhale, release. Once again on the right. Switching sides, right arm extends, take it to the left. Hands under the shoulders, pressing back through all fours or a plank, downward facing dog. And pushing the hands down and away from the body. Feel like your armpits are lifting up and away from the ground. And if you feel any pinch or discomfort in your shoulders here, play around with where your weight is. Maybe turn your hands a little in or a little out. See if that helps. 5 breaths here. At the end of your 5th exhale, walk or jump your feet to the front of your mat. Uttanasana, folding forward. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, folding it down. Rise to stand, circle the arms to the sky. Exhaling your hands through your heart. Finding your strap or broom or sweatshirt or whatever you have. And your hands will change as they go. A yoga strap works really a lot better than a broom does. But on an inhale, you reach it up overhead. And on an exhale, bring it back behind you. So how far apart your arms are here really depends on the flexibility in your shoulders. I've seen some people that are all the way that they could barely bring the strap around them. That's fine, that's where you are. As you start feeling a little more flexible, you'll move your arms in on themselves. And our whole goal here is that you're feeling like you're pulling apart the strap or the broom or whatever you have as you're moving. So you're finding a little strength and a little engagement of the muscles as you move through the range. And if you're somebody who has recurrent dislocations of their shoulders, this is probably not for you. But a really wonderful way to keep ourselves safe throughout all our shoulder mobility is bringing a little bit of muscular strength to it. So keep feeling like you're pulling apart that broom or that strap or that sweatshirt as you go. And let's take one more. Yeah, and releasing it off towards the sides. I'm coming into warrior two on the left side. Feel your arms like they're pressing down into a table on either side of the body here. So warrior two can seem like this huge lower body action, or you can find engagement and stabilization in your shoulder girdle no matter where you are. So imagine you're sinking this arm down. If I were here, I'd place my hand here and I'd have you press your shoulder blade down into my hand. Yeah. Keep that feeling as you reach the left forearm towards the left thigh, side angle pose. Turn the right palm towards the face, and instead of hiking your shoulder blade up towards your ear, can you reach the shoulder blade down towards the bum? If I were here, I would come and I'd press on this arm to see if you could stabilize your shoulder even in this position. So imagine you have that much strength. Inhaling back to warrior two, straightening the left leg, turn the left toes in. Place the hands behind the head and press your head back into your hands. Bend your knees and fold forwards, but keep pressing your head back into your hands. Keep pressing your head all the way till you're folded forward. Release the hands down. And some people need a little more stability in their neck. Some people need a little bit more mobility. If it feels good when you place your hands behind your head and it feels like you pressing your head into your hands can lead to a little more movement, then you're probably a stability person like me. So placing your head back behind your hands, press into your hands, allow that to rise you back on up, finding this nice strength in your neck. Turn your right toes out, coming into warrior two on the right. Strong arms root down. Imagine that you could just high five somebody's hand on the ground right now. That's how much your arms are pressing down. And coming back to that breath. Noticing if it's crept up towards the neck again, if it's making your shoulders rise and fall as you breathe. If so, can you send it into your belly or the sides of your waist? Exhaling, right hand to the thigh, left arm sweeps overhead. Turn the left palm towards the face and see how much space you could leave for your ear. Park your shoulder blade down and away from your ear here. Take care and see that you're pressing your right forearm down to the right thigh. So we're not just sinking into our shoulder socket, but we're finding strength like in a side plank. Inhale, rise back on up, warrior two. Straightening that right leg, turn the right toes in. Once again, press the head back into the hands And keep pressing as you fold forwards, finding nice eccentric strength in that neck. Releasing the hands down. If you're one of the people who need more mobility in your neck, it doesn't move very much. Turn your head towards the right, towards the left, towards the front, towards the back. And just allow this gravity-reduced movement in your head to help you find a little bit more length in your tissues. Lovely. Making our way down to the ground, lunge back towards the left leg. Step back, top of a push-up plank position. Lower it all the way down, elbows bend back towards those hips. And clasp the hands behind the back, or just reach the fingertips, palms facing down towards those heels. Inhale, curl up through the spine. Tuck the chin in ever so slightly so we're not making a little duck neck here, sticking our neck out. Press the back of the head back like your hands were there. Yes, finding strength in the muscles that are perhaps a little weak or lengthened in our bodies. Keep a little tuck of the chin like there's a grape under that chin for one more breath here. Exhale, lower it down. Turn the head towards the right, releasing the arms. Taking a moment to notice what it feels like when you're activating these muscles in the back of your body. Does it feel like you're over-efforting anywhere? And what's feeling better? More of that movement or more of that strength? And turning your head back towards the center. One more time, either clasping the hands or reaching them back behind you. Inhaling, curling up here. Little tuck in the chin. And on an exhale, releasing down, turn the head towards the left, breathing. Making our way onto our backs. Last little shoulder mobility here before going into some twists. Place the left hand on top of the right. Keep the ribs down on the ground here. So as we move, we don't want to lift them up off the ground, leaving room for all these hands and arms to stick under them, but keep the back of the ribs pressed down. Keep a little space below back. Left hand on top of right. Inhaling, reach the arm up and back behind you as far as you can. And then exhaling, bring the hands back down. It doesn't have to go very far. You're simply finding some resisted strength and stretch throughout whatever range you have here. You can take different angles as you move, maybe drawing an S. Maybe some angle you're doing really isn't feeling great right now, so you need to bend your arms a little more and spread your fingers like I am. Our whole goal is just to find some nice resisted shoulder movement while our ribs are keeping pressed down so they're not compensating for our lack of shoulder movement. Switching sides, right hand on top, pressing the hands into each other as you move. Noticing if as you start efforting, if you send your breath back into your neck. Maybe, just maybe, you send it a little lower down towards the sides of the ribs or the belly. Lovely. And coming into a twist, cross the right leg over the left. Scoot the hips to the right, drop the legs down to the left. Bring the right arm on top of the left arm. So you're lying on your left, legs crossed. Breathing in, begin to trace a circle on the ground above your head with that right arm, opening all the way up towards a T. And then close down that twist, bringing the arm back up overhead on top of the left arm. We call this a chalk trace in my yoga therapeutics training. So imagine that you're just drawing rainbows of chalk over your head as you open and close the twist. One more time. Mm-hmm. You can continue opening and closing, or you can open up into that T position, bringing the breath towards the ribs. It feels like too much in your right shoulder. Bring your right fingertips to your right shoulder. Our goal here is really to open up a bit more through the pec minor and the muscles of the chest, less than it is to really change your shoulder joint capsule. So please don't just hold that arm out there in space if it feels funky on the shoulder. Bend that elbow. Exhaling, close down the twist. Bring right arm back on top of left. And roll back onto your back, switching sides. Left leg crosses on top of the right. Hips scoot to the left, legs drop to the right. That's just to keep the left shoulder and hip aligned. Left arm comes on top of the right arm. Same as the other side. Tracing big old circles, semicircles above your body. Inhaling to open and exhaling to close. And this feels really terrible in your neck, like your head's just hanging in space. You might want to place a pillow underneath your neck. Or invitation to follow that moving finger with your neck, with your eyes. Staying in that nice open T whenever you feel ready to do so. Again, either having that arm bent or straight, judging on your left shoulder. And in this way of moving and noticing your body, my hope is that you become empowered to know what to do for your aches, your discomfort. That you explore and practice with movement enough to move your own way out of pain, out of restriction. You're not so reliant upon other people to help you. The body's simple, it responds to what we give it. And the hard part is learning how to give it something else. Which is why we practice. And closing down that book, left arm comes back on top of the right arm. Rolling back onto your back here. And tuck your knees into your chest and take a little roll side to side. You're feeling an awareness in the back of your body. You're feeling how different muscles activated or lengthened or strengthened. And then taking any last pose that seems to be calling out to you here. Before lowering yourself down into Shavasana. Invitation, if you like, to take goalpost arms in Shavasana. Bringing in just a bit of passive external rotation into your shoulders. And coming back to that breath in the diaphragm, the sides of the ribs. Knowing that your body can shift and can transform. Your reactions to situations, your tension in your neck or your jaw can shift and can transform. It just takes practice. 99% practice, 1% theory. You're welcome to rest here, absorbing the new movement pathways in your body, and the peace in your nervous system as long as you like. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.